to our cloud in the jar experiment. We hope that by watching what we're doing here in this video that you'll be able to make lots of connections to what we've been learning about in class about clouds.
For our experiment today, we will need a few ingredients. First, we needed a glass jar. This is where our experiment will be held. We also needed some rubber bands to hold the plastic bag in place, some matches, a tray of ice cubes, a large clear Ziploc bag, and a pot of boiling water.
A few minutes before we begin this demonstration, we're going to warm the jar by partially filling it with hot water. We'll leave the water in the jar until right before we're ready to use it.
Next, we are going to prepare our bag of ice. This is going to be used in step 5 of our experiment, but we want to go ahead and get it ready now. We're going to break the ice that we've kept in the freezer and place it in our clear, large Ziploc bag. Now that our jar of hot water has been sitting here for a few minutes, we are ready to begin our experiment. But as you can see, there's some condensation all over the top of the jar. We don't want any of that, so in order to get rid of it, we're going to swirl the hot water around in our jar to make the condensation go away. Then we will dump out the hot water and pour in our new hot water that we've had boiling.
Okay, now we are ready to start our demonstration. Here, we are pouring fresh, hot-boiled water into the jar. Next, I'm going to light a match. It took a few tries at first, but eventually I got it. As soon as it lights, I'm going to drop it into the jar, and the water will extinguish the flame. Immediately, I'm going to put the bag of ice cubes in and secure it to the top of the jar with some rubber bands. If you look closely, you'll see that a foggy area is forming between the ice and the water. You can't quite see it well on camera, but if you look closely, you'll see the warm, moist air condensing and swirling around in the area near the top of the jar where it comes in contact with the bag of ice. Watch the jar for a little while and it will fill with a mini cloud. See how the white area is getting thicker? If you wait long enough, you will also see precipitation inside the jar as the water droplets become so large that they drip from the bottom of the plastic bag. Remember, the bag of ice isn't leaking. The dripping water is from the warm, moist air inside the jar cooling and condensing. Eventually, the water droplets become so big that they are pulled down by gravity.